I, 26F, stood in front of the mirror in my childhood bedroom, smoothing down the white silk of my wedding dress. My hands were shaking. Not from nerves about marrying David. No, I was nervous because my mom, Sarah, and my sister Lily were both in the room with me, and whenever the three of us were together, something always went wrong. The tension in the air was so thick, I could barely breathe. My mom sat on the edge of my bed, holding a small velvet box in her hands. Lily stood next to her, wearing her bridesmaid dress, a soft pink that made her blonde hair glow. They both looked so perfect, so put together. Meanwhile, I felt like I was about to fall apart. "Before we go downstairs," my mom said, "I have something important to give." My heart skipped a beat. This was it, the family heirloom I'd been hearing about my whole life. My grandmother's ring, the one that had been passed down through generations, the one that was supposed to go to the eldest daughter on her wedding day. That was me. I was the eldest. I was getting married today. This ring was mine. My mom stood up and walked over to where Lily and I were standing. She opened the velvet box slowly, like she was revealing some sacred treasure. Inside was the most beautiful ring I'd ever seen. Diamonds surrounded a massive sapphire, all set in platinum that caught the light and threw tiny rainbows across the walls. My breath caught in my throat. It was even more beautiful than I'd imagined. "This ring," my mom said, her voice soft and reverent, "has been in our family for over 100 years." I reached out my hand, ready to receive it, ready for this moment I'd been waiting for my entire life. But my mom turned away from me. She turned to Lily. "This was always meant for her," she said, taking the ring out of the box and sliding it onto Lily's finger. "It's what our family stands for." The words hit me like a physical blow. I actually stumbled backward, my dress rustling against the wall. Lily's face lit up with joy as she admired the ring on her finger, turning her hand this way and that to watch it sparkle. "What?" I said. My voice came out as barely a whisper. My mom looked at me with this expression I knew too well. It was pity mixed with annoyance, like I was a child throwing a tantrum over nothing. "The ring goes to the daughter who best represents our family values," she said. "Lily is more responsible. She's always been more mature, more capable of handling something this precious." More responsible? More mature? My sister, who still lived at home at 24, who had never held down a job for more than 6 months, who had dropped out of college twice? That sister was more responsible than me, who had graduated with honors, who had built a career, who was getting married today to a wonderful man I'd been with for 5 years. "Mom," I said, my voice shaking now, "I'm literally getting married. Today, right now. How is that not responsible?" "Getting married doesn't make you responsible," my mom said. "Lily just has better judgment. She makes better choices. Better choices." The words echoed in my head, bringing back every single time my mom had said something like that. And there had been so many times. When I graduated from college, my mom had given me a card with $50 in it. When Lily graduated high school, not even college, just high school, my mom threw her a massive party and bought her a brand new car, a BMW. I'd asked why Lily got a car, and I got $50. And my mom had said that Lily needed the car more, that she was going places and needed reliable transportation. I'd had to buy my own car, a used Honda, with 100,000 miles on it, working double shifts at a restaurant to afford it. When I got my first promotion at work, becoming the youngest marketing director in my company's history, my mom had said, "That's nice, dear," and then spent the next hour talking about how Lily had gotten a job at a boutique, a part-time job that she quit 2 weeks later. But according to my mom, Lily's part-time boutique job was more impressive than my promotion because it showed she had people skills. When I got engaged to David, my mom's first response wasn't congratulations. It was to ask if I was sure I was ready for such a big commitment. But when Lily dated a guy for 3 months who turned out to be married, my mom said Lily was just exploring her options and that it was healthy to date around. The pattern had been there my whole life, but I'd always made excuses. Mom was just trying to boost Lily's confidence. Mom was just worried about Lily because she struggled more. Mom didn't mean to hurt me. She just didn't realize how her words sounded. But standing there in my wedding dress, watching my sister wear the ring that should have been mine, I couldn't make excuses anymore. "This isn't right," I said. "That ring is supposed to go to the eldest daughter." That's the tradition. That's what Grandma always said. "Traditions can change," my mom said. And Mother would have wanted it to go to the granddaughter who truly deserved it, Haile. Deserved it. Like I didn't deserve it. Like everything I'd accomplished meant nothing. Like I meant nothing. Lily finally looked up from admiring her new ring. "Don't be upset," she said. "It's not that big a deal. It's just a ring. Just a ring. If it was just a ring, why was she wearing it? Why was she so happy to have it? Why had my mom made such a production of giving it to her on my wedding day?" "If it's just a ring," I said, "then give it to me." Lily's hand immediately closed into a fist, protecting the ring. "Mom gave it to me," she said. "It's mine now." "Because you deserve it more than me," I said. "I didn't say that," Lily said, but her smirk said it for her. The door opened, and my dad, Michael, walked in with his girlfriend, Lisa. They'd been together for 3 years now, ever since my dad finally left my mom. The divorce had been messy with my mom. Ike playing the victim, even though she'd been emotionally cold to my dad for years, the same way she was cold to me. My dad had found happiness with Lisa, a woman who actually smiled when she saw him, who laughed at his jokes, who held his hand in public. My mom hated Lisa with a passion that bordered on obsessive. "Hey, sweetheart," my dad said to me. "You look beautiful. David's one lucky guy." Then he saw my face, really saw it, saw the tears. I was trying not to cry, the way my hands were clenched at my sides, the way I was standing as far from my mom and sister as I could get in the small room. "What's going on?" he said. Lisa's eyes went from me to my mom to Lily, taking in the scene like she was reading a book. Her gaze stopped on the ring on Lily's finger. "Is that?" Lisa said. "Mom's ring," my dad said. His face went dark. "Sarah, tell me you didn't." "It's none of your business," my mom said icily. "This is a family matter." "She's my daughter," my dad said. That makes it my business." "The ring goes to the daughter who deserves it," my mom said. "I made my choice." Lisa stepped forward. Her face was turning red, and I could see her hands shaking. Lisa was usually so calm, so composed. I'd never seen her like this. "What is going on here?" Lisa said. "Mom gave Lily Grandma's ring," I said, "on my wedding day. The ring that's supposed to go to the eldest daughter, which is me. But apparently, Lily deserves it more." Lisa's face went from red to purple. She looked at my mom with such disgust that my mom actually took a step back. "You gave your younger daughter a family heirloom on your older daughter's wedding day?" Lisa said. "You stood there in front of the bride and told her that her sister deserves it more?" "You don't understand," my mom said. You're not part of this family." "Thank God for that," Lisa said. And then she screamed, really screamed. "This is not what a mother does. You are vile and cruel for doing this on her wedding day." The room went completely silent. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Lily's mouth was hanging open. My mom's face had gone white. Even my dad looked shocked. "How dare you?" My mom finally said. "How dare I?" Lisa said. "How dare you?" This is your daughter's wedding day, the day every little girl dreams about, the day she's supposed to feel like a princess, like the most special person in the world. And you chose this day, this moment, to tell her that she's not good enough, that her sister is better. What kind of mother does that? "The kind who's honest," my mom said. "I'm not going to lie and pretend things are different than they are." "You mean pretend that you love both your daughters equally," Lisa said. "I do love them equally," my mom said. "No, extraordinals," I said. Everyone turned to look at me. "No, you don't." "You never have." "That's not true," my mom said. "When I was 8, I said, I won the school science fair." "You didn't come to the ceremony because Lily had a dance recital the same night." "She was in the Back row of the chorus, and you could barely see her, but you went to that instead of my science fair. Lily needed my support, my mom said. When I was 12, I said, I made the honor roll every quarter. You never said anything about it, but when Lily got a B in art class, you took her out for ice cream to celebrate. She worked hard for that B, my mom said. When I was 16, I said, I got into the National Honor Society. You forgot to come to the induction ceremony, but when Lily made the JV cheerleading squad, you threw her a party. Those are different things, my mom said. When I graduated college, I said, you gave me $50. When Lily graduated high school, you gave her a BMW. She needed a car, my mom said. So did I said, I needed a car too. I needed support too. I needed my mother too. But it was always Lily. Everything was always about Lily. And now, on my wedding day, the one day that's supposed to be about me, you're making it about Lily again. You're being dramatic, my mom said. She's being honest, my dad said. Sarah, I watched you do this for years. It's one of the reasons I left. I couldn't stand watching you hurt her over and over again. I never hurt her, my mom said. You hurt her every day, my dad said. Every time you ignored her accomplishments, every time you praised Lily for doing the bare minimum while expecting perfection from her. Every time you made her feel like she wasn't good enough. She's successful, my mom said. She doesn't need my approval. Every child needs their mother's approval, Lisa said. Every child needs to feel loved and valued by their parents. You've spent her entire life telling her she's second best, and now you're doing it again on her wedding day in front of everyone. It's not in front of everyone, my mom said. It's just family. Family, I said. The word tasted bitter in my mouth. Is that what we are? Because family is supposed to love you. Family is supposed to support you. Family isn't supposed to tear you down and make you feel worthless. You're not worthless, my mom said, but she said it the way you'd say the sky isn't green. Like it was just a fact, not something she actually believed or cared about. I'm worthless to you, I said. I've always been worthless to you. Nothing I do is ever good enough. No achievement is ever impressive enough. I could cure cancer, and you'd find a way to make it about how Lily once put a Band-Aid on someone's knee. Lily laughed. She actually laughed. You're so jealous, she said. You've always been jealous of me. Jealous, I said. Of what? Your inability to hold down a job? Your string of failed relationships? The fact that you still live at home and mom does your laundry? At least I don't have to try so hard, Lily said. Like you're always trying to prove something. It's pathetic. I'm trying to prove that I matter, I said. That I exist. That I'm worth noticing. Maybe if you weren't so needy. Lily said. Needy? I said. Wanting my mother to care about my wedding is needy? The whole wedding thing is just for attention anyway, Lily said. Look at me. I'm getting married. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing, Lisa said. A grown woman living at home, mooching off her mother, contributing nothing, and yet acting like you're somehow superior to your sister who has built a life for herself. Nobody asked you, Lily said. Nobody needs to ask me, Lisa said. I have eyes. I can see what's happening here. And what's happening is disgusting. My dad stepped forward. He reached into his jacket and pulled out an envelope. I was going to wait until the reception to give you this, he said to me. But I think now is the right time. He handed me the envelope. I opened it with shaking hands. Inside was a deed to a house, a cottage from the pictures, white with blue shutters and a garden in front. What is this? I said. Lisa and I have been saving, my dad said. For 3 years, we've been putting money aside. We wanted to give you something real for your wedding, something that would last, something that would be yours, completely yours, that no one could ever take away from you. I stared at the deed. My name was on it, mine and David's. You bought us a house? I said. And set up a trust fund, my dad said, for you and David, for your future, for your children if you have them. It's not a fortune, but it's enough to give you security. Enough that you'll never have to depend on anyone who doesn't value you. He looked at my mom when he said that last part. You can't buy her love, my mom said. I'm not trying to buy her love, my dad said. I'm showing her that she's loved, that she's valued, that she deserves good things, something you've never done. I'm her mother, my mom said. No, my dad said. You gave birth to her. That doesn't make you a mother. A mother loves unconditionally. A mother supports and encourages. A mother doesn't play favorites. A mother doesn't deliberately hurt her child on what should be the happiest day of her life. This is manipulation, my mom said. This is love, Lisa said. Something you clearly don't understand. I was crying now. Really crying. Not the pretty tears you see in movies, but ugly crying with snot and gasping breaths. My dad pulled me into a hug. You deserve the world, he said. You always have, and I'm sorry I didn't protect you from her sooner. I'm sorry I let it go on for so long. It's not your fault, I said. I was your father, he said. It was my job to protect you. And I failed. But I'm not going to fail you anymore. I looked at the deed again. A house. My own house. Away from here. Away from her. Thank you, I said. Thank you so much. You don't need to thank us, Lisa said. This is what parents do. Real parents. They give their children wings to fly, not chains to hold them down. How poetic, my mom said. Her voice was ice cold. Are you done with your little performance? Performance, Lisa said. You think this is a performance? You just broke your daughter's heart on her wedding day and you think we're the ones putting on a show? She's being dramatic, my mom said. She's always been dramatic. Everything is a crisis with her. The only crisis here is you, Lisa said. You and your golden child who can't even stand on her own 2 feet. Don't talk about my daughter that way, my mom said. Which daughter? Lisa said. Because you only seem to have one. And it's not the one getting married today. Lily stepped forward, still wearing the ring. I don't have to listen to this, she said. No, you don't, Lisa said. You can leave. Or, in fact, please do. Take your stolen ring and your unearned superiority and get out. It's not stolen, Lily said. Mom gave it to me. On your sister's wedding day, Lisa said. A ring that traditionally goes to the eldest. That's not a gift. It's a theft. You're wearing stolen property. You're crazy, Lily said. I'm honest, Lisa said. Something this family seems to have a problem with. My mom stood up. We're leaving, she said to Lily. We don't have to stay here and be insulted. Good, I said. Everyone looked at me. Leave. Please, just go. You don't mean that, my mom said. I do, I said. I want you to leave, both of you. I don't want you at my wedding. I'm your mother, my mom said. No, I said. Riona, you're not. Not anymore. A mother wouldn't do this. A mother wouldn't hurt me like this. A mother wouldn't make me feel worthless on my wedding day. You're overreacting, my mom said. I'm done, I said. I'm done trying to earn your love. I'm done competing with Lily for scraps of attention. I'm done feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm done with you. You'll regret this, my mom said. The only thing I regret, I said, is not doing this sooner. My mom's face turned red. After everything I've done for you, she said. What? I said. What have you done for me? Besides, make me feel small and worthless and never good enough. I raised you, my mom said. You raised me to believe I didn't matter, I said. You raised me to accept crumbs while Lily got the whole cake. You raised me to think that love was something I had to earn and that I'd never earn enough. That's not true, my mom said. It is true, I said. Every word of it is true. And I'm done. I'm done pretending it's okay. I'm done making excuses for you. I'm done. My mom grabbed Lily's hand. Come on, she said. We're not welcome here. You're right, I said. You're not. They walked to the door. My mom stopped and turned back. When you come to your senses, she said, don't expect me to forgive you easily. I won't, I said. I'm both because I'm never coming to my senses. This is my senses. Finally seeing you for who you really are. She left, dragging Lily with her. The door slammed behind them. The room was quiet. I could hear my own heartbeat, loud and fast. "I'm proud of you," my dad said. "That was hard," I said. "The right thing usually is," Lisa said. "But you did it. You stood up for yourself. You set a boundary. You chose yourself." "What if she's right?" I said. What if I regret it?" "You won't," Lisa said. "You might grieve the mother you wished you had, but you won't regret walking away from the mother you actually have." "She's never going to change," I said. "No," my dad said. "She's not." I spent 20 years hoping she would, waiting for her to see what she was doing. But some people are just broken in ways that can't be fixed. "Is Lily broken too?" I said. "Lily is a product of your mother's favoritism," Lisa said. "She's never had to work for anything because your mother gave her everything. She's never had to develop character or strength or resilience because she never faced any challenges. In a way, your mother did her a disservice, too." "I don't feel sorry for her," I said. "You shouldn't," Lisa said. "She's an adult. She could choose to be different. She could choose to be a real sister to you. Instead, she chooses to take advantage of your mother's favoritism." There was a knock on the door. David's best man, James, poked his head in. "Hey," he said. "David's getting worried. Is everything okay?" I looked at my dad and Lisa. I looked at the deed in my hands. I thought about my mom and Lily, probably in the parking lot by now, complaining about how unreasonable I was being. "Everything's perfect," I said. "Tell David I'll be right down." James left. I went to the mirror and fixed my makeup. My dad and Lisa stood behind me, both smiling. "You look beautiful," Lisa said. "Like a real bride, like a happy bride." "I am happy," I said, and I was. For the first time in my life, I felt free. Free from trying to earn my mother's love. Free from competing with Lily. Free from feeling like I wasn't enough. "Let's go," I said. "I have a wedding to get to." We walked downstairs together. The venue was beautiful, decorated with white roses and fairy lights. David was waiting at the altar, looking handsome in his black tuxedo. When he saw me, his face lit up, with the kind of love I'd never seen from my mother. The ceremony was perfect. David's vows made me cry. My vows made him cry. When the officiant pronounced us husband and wife, David kissed me like I was the most precious thing in the world. At the reception, people asked where my mom and sister were. I told them they had to leave for a family emergency. It wasn't entirely a lie. This was a family emergency, just not the kind people assumed. My dad gave a speech that brought the house down. He talked about watching me grow from a determined little girl into a successful woman. He talked about how proud he was of me. He talked about how David was the luckiest man alive. He didn't mention my mom once. Lisa gave a speech too, even though she wasn't officially part of the wedding party. She talked about the importance of chosen family, about how blood doesn't always mean love, about how real family shows up for you, supports you, celebrates you. Everyone applauded, not knowing the real meaning behind her words. David and I danced our first dance to "At Last" by Etta James. As he spun me around, he whispered in my ear, "Where are your mom and Lily?" he said. "Really?" "Gone," I said. "It's for good." "Are you okay?" he said. "I'm better than okay," I said. "I'm free." He pulled me closer. I love you," he said, and I'm proud of you." I know that wasn't easy. It was easier than spending the rest of my life feeling worthless, I said. "You're not worthless," he said. You're everything. You're my everything." The rest of the reception was magical. Friends laughed and danced. David's family welcomed me with open arms. His mother told me she was thrilled to have a daughter since she'd only had boys. His father said I was exactly what David needed. They didn't know my own mother had just disowned me, and I didn't tell them. This was my day, my happiness, and I wasn't going to let my mother's shadow darken it. Near the end of the night, my dad pulled me aside. "I have something else for you," he said. He handed me another envelope. Inside was a letter. Not from him, but from my grandmother. My mother's mother. The one whose ring was now on Lily's finger. When did she write this? I said. Before she died, my dad said. 5 years ago. She gave it to me. Not your mother. She asked me to give it to you on your wedding day. I opened the letter with trembling hands. My dearest granddaughter, it read. If you're reading this, it means you're getting married. I wish I could be there to see it. I wish I could see the beautiful woman you've become. I know things have been hard with your mother. I see how she treats you, and it breaks my heart. I've tried to talk to her, but she doesn't listen. She never has. I want you to know that you're loved. You are valued. You are enough just as you are. The ring I'm leaving is meant for you. I've told your mother this, but I don't trust her to honor my wishes. If she gives it to Lily instead, know that it doesn't change the truth. You are my heir. You are the one who carries the real family legacy. Not the jewelry or the things, but the strength, the resilience, the ability to love even when love isn't returned. Don't let your mother break you. Don't let her make you small. You are meant for big things. Live your life, be happy, and know that I love you, always. I was sobbing by the time I finished reading. My grandmother had known. She'd seen everything. She'd tried to protect me, even from beyond the grave. She knew Mom wouldn't give me the ring, I said. She knew your mother better than anyone, my dad said. She used to tell me that your mother's favoritism toward Lily was her biggest failure as a parent, that she should have stopped it when your mother was young. Why didn't she? I said. She tried, my dad said. But your mother was stubborn, even as a child, and your grandfather enabled it. He thought it was harmless. By the time your grandmother realized how deep it went, it was too late to change. So, Mom has always been like this, I said. Always, my dad said. This isn't about you. It was never about you. It's about something broken in your mother that she refuses to fix. What about the ring? I said. Grandma wanted me to have it. Let Lily keep it, my dad said. It's just a thing. What your grandmother really left you was in that letter. The knowledge that you were seen, that you were loved, that someone in that family valued you. But it's not fair, I said. No, my dad said. It's not. But keeping the ring wouldn't make it fair. It would just be another battle with your mother. Another way for her to hurt you. Let it go. Let her go. Let all of it go. He was right. I knew he was right. But it still hurt. David found us and saw the letter in my hands. What's that? He said. I showed him. He read it, his face getting angrier with each line. Your grandmother wanted you to have the ring, he said. Your mother gave it to Lily anyway. Yes, I said. That's theft, he said. We could fight it legally. We could, I said, but I don't want to. I don't want to spend the first days of our marriage fighting with my mother. I don't want to give her that power over us. But it's yours, David said. No, I said. It's Lily's now. Let her have it. Let her have the ring and the favoritism and the toxic relationship with our mother. I have something better. What? David said. Freedom, I said. And you, and my dad, and Lisa, and this house they gave us, and our future. I have everything that matters. David kissed me. You're amazing, he said. Have I told you that today? Only about 100 times, I said. Not nearly enough, he said. The reception ended with sparklers and cheers. David and I ran through the tunnel of light to our decorated car. Just before we got in, I saw my mom's car in the parking lot. She was sitting in the driver's seat, watching. Lily was next to her. Even from a distance, I could see the ring glinting on her finger. For a moment, our eyes met. My mother's face was hard, angry. She expected me to run over to apologize, to beg for forgiveness. Instead, I got in the car with my husband. I didn't look back. David drove us to the bed and breakfast where we were spending our wedding night before flying to Hawaii the next morning. The cottage my dad and Lisa had bought us was perfect. 2 bedrooms, a big kitchen, a garden where I could grow flowers. It was in a different town, 30 minutes from my mother, far enough that she couldn't just drop by, close enough to my dad that we could see him whenever we wanted. Are you really okay? David said as we lay in bed that night. You keep asking me that, I said. Because I know you, he said. I know how much you wanted your mom's approval. How hard you tried to get it. I did. I said, but I'm done. Trying? I can't make her love me the way she loves Lily. I can't make her see my worth. All I can do is see my own worth and surround myself with people who see it too. I see it, David said. I see all of it. Your strength, your kindness, your intelligence, your beauty. I see how hard you work, how much you care, how deeply you love. I see everything your mother missed. She didn't miss it, I said. She chose not to see it. That's worse somehow. It is worse, David said, but it's her loss. She lost an incredible daughter today. And Lily? I said. Did she lose a sister? You can't lose what you never valued, David said. Lily never saw you as a sister. She saw you as competition, as someone to beat. That's not sisterhood. I always wanted a real sister, I said. Someone to share secrets with. Someone to be my maid of honor. Someone who would be happy for me. I know, David said. And I'm sorry you didn't get that one. But you have other people, friends who are like sisters. My sister adores you. You have the family you choose. The family I choose, I said. I like that. We flew to Hawaii the next morning. For 2 weeks, we stayed in a beachfront resort, swimming and snorkeling and drinking Mai Tais. I didn't check my phone once. I didn't want to know if my mother had called or texted. I didn't want to know if Lily had posted pictures of the ring on social media. I didn't want any of that in my head. When we got home, there were 17 voicemails from my mother. I deleted them without listening. There were 43 texts from Lily. I deleted those too. There were emails, Facebook messages, even a letter shoved under our apartment door. I threw them all away, unopened. Don't you want to know what they said? David asked. No, I said. I know what they said. Mom wants me to apologize. Lily wants to rub the ring in my face. Neither of them wants to actually reconcile or change or be better. They just want things to go back to how they were, with me accepting whatever scraps they throw my way. And you're not going to do that, David said. Never again, I said. We moved into the cottage the next month. It was everything I'd dreamed of. Hardwood floors and big windows and a clawfoot tub in the bathroom. The garden was overgrown, but I liked that. It gave me something to work on, something to nurture and grow. My dad and Lisa came over for dinner every Sunday. We'd cook together and eat in the dining room and play board games until late. They told me stories about their week, about their travels, about their plans for the future. They never mentioned my mother unless I brought her up, which I rarely did. 6 months after the wedding, I ran into my cousin Angela at the grocery store. She looked uncomfortable when she saw me. Hi, she said. Hi, I said. How are you? She said. Good, I said. Really good. You? Fine, she said. Look, I heard about what happened at your wedding. I'm sure you did, I said. Your mom's been telling everyone her version, Angela said. I'm sure she has, I said. She says you threw a tantrum because Lily got the ring, Angela said. And usually that you kicked her out of your wedding over a piece of jewelry. Is that what she says? I said. Yeah, Angela said. But I don't believe her. I know how she is. How she's always been with you and Lily. You do, I said. Everyone knows, Angela said. Like, the whole family has watched it for years. Lily's the golden child who can do no wrong. You're the scapegoat who can't do anything right. We've all seen it. Then why didn't anyone say anything? I said. What were we supposed to say? Angela said. She's your mother. It wasn't our place, but we saw it, and we talked about it, and most of us think you did the right thing. Most? I said. Some think you should have just accepted it, Angela said. Kept the peace. But those are the same people who enable their own toxic relatives, so their opinion doesn't mean much. Have you seen her? I said. My mom. At family events, Angela said. She plays the victim. Says you broke her heart. Says she doesn't understand what she did wrong. Of course she doesn't, I said. Lily wears the ring everywhere, Angela said. Make sure everyone sees it. Make sure everyone knows she has it and you don't. Good for her, I said. You really don't care? Angela said. I really don't, I said. She can have the ring. She can have my mother's favoritism. She can have all of it. I have my life, my husband, my real family. I have peace. That's worth more than any ring. You seem happy, Angela said. I am happy, I said. Happier than I've ever been. Good, Angela said. You deserve it. You always did. We hugged goodbye, and I finished my shopping. When I got home, David was in the garden, planting tomatoes. You'll never guess who I ran into, I said. I told him about Angela, about what my mother was saying, about Lily wearing the ring everywhere. Does it bother you? He said. No, I said. It actually makes me feel better. It confirms that I made the right choice. They haven't changed. They haven't learned anything. They're still playing the same games. And you're not playing anymore, he said. Exactly, I said. A year passed. Then 2. David and I settled into our cottage, into our marriage, into our life together. I got promoted at work. David started his own business. We adopted a dog named Max, who loved to dig holes in the garden I was trying to grow. My dad and Lisa got engaged. They asked me to be Lisa's maid of honor. I cried when she asked. You want me? I said. Who else would I want? Lisa said. You're the daughter I never had. The daughter I got to choose. Their wedding was small and perfect, just family and close friends at a vineyard. I gave a speech about choosing your family, about finding love later in life, about second chances. My dad cried. Lisa cried. Everyone cried. My mother wasn't invited. Neither was Lily. Do you think they know? I asked my dad. Angela might have told them, he said. But it doesn't matter. This day isn't about them. It's about Lisa and me and the people who actually love us. 3 years after my wedding, I got pregnant. David and I had been trying for a year, and it finally happened. We were over the moon. My dad and Lisa threw us a baby shower. It was perfect, with yellow decorations since we didn't know if it was a boy or girl. Lisa had knitted a blanket. My dad had built a crib. David's family came from out of state. Everyone was so happy for us. Halfway through the shower, the doorbell rang. Lisa went to answer it. I heard raised voices, then Lisa came back looking furious. Your mother's here, she said. My stomach dropped. What? She's at the door, Lisa said. With Lily. They say they heard about the baby and want to reconcile. Now, I said, after 3 years of nothing. That's what I said. Lisa said, should I tell them to leave? I thought about it. Part of me wanted to see them, to show them how well I was doing, to rub my happiness in their faces, the way Lily had rubbed the ring in mine. But a bigger part of me knew that was petty and dangerous. Letting them back in, even for a moment, would be giving them power again. Tell them to leave, I said. Lisa nodded and went back to the door. The voices got louder. Then I heard my mother shout. I have a right to see my grandchild, she said. That did it. I stood up, my pregnant belly leading the way, and walked to the door. My mother stood there, looking older than I remembered. Lily was next to her, still wearing the ring. They both looked shocked to see me pregnant. You have no rights, I said. You gave up any rights when you chose to treat me like I was worthless. That's not what happened, my mom said. That's exactly what happened, I said, and I'm not doing this again. I'm not letting you back in just so you can hurt me again, and I'm definitely not letting you near my child. Our child, David said, coming up behind me. And we agree. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome in our lives, and you're never going to be part of our child's life. You can't do that, my mom said. We can, and we are, David said. Our child deserves better than a grandmother who plays favorites, who hurts people for fun, who causes pain and calls it love. I'm family, my mom said. No, I said. Your DNA, family, is different. Family is the people in that room who came to celebrate our baby. Family is the people who love us unconditionally. Family is the people who show up for us, who support us, who want us to be happy. You're not family. You're just someone I used to know. You'll regret this, my mom said. The same thing she'd said at my wedding. The only thing I regret, I said, is that it took me 26 years to see you for who you really are. When that baby comes, my mom said, you'll understand. You'll understand what it means to be a mother, and you'll forgive me. When this baby comes, I said, I'll understand even less how you could treat your own daughter the way you treated me. How you could look at your child and decide she wasn't worth loving. How you could cause so much pain and feel no remorse. I loved you, my mom said. No, I said, Aikuche, you didn't. Love doesn't look like what you did. Love doesn't feel like what you made me feel. Love doesn't hurt the way you hurt me. Everyone makes mistakes, my mom said. Mistakes are accidents. I said, well, what you did was a choice. Every day, you chose Lily over me. Every day you chose to make me feel small. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. That's who you are. Lily stepped forward. You're being dramatic, she said, just like always. I looked at her, really looked at her. She was 30 now, still living at home, still depending on our mother for everything, still wearing that ring like it meant something. How's life, Lily? I said. I was still living in Mom's house, still unemployed, still single. How's that working out for you? Her face went red. At least I'm not a pathetic try-hard, she said. No, I said, you're just pathetic. You're 30 years old and you have nothing. No career, no relationship, no home of your own. All you have is Mom's favoritism and Grandma's ring. And when Mom's gone, what will you have then? The ring, Lily said, holding up her hand. A ring you didn't earn, I said. A ring that was meant for me. A ring you wear like a trophy, but it's not a trophy. It's a reminder that the only way you could ever beat me was by having Mom cheat for you. I didn't cheat, my mom said. You did, I said. You changed the rules to make sure Lily won. Just like you've done our whole lives. But here's the thing. She didn't really win. Look at her. Look at what your favoritism created. A 30-year-old child who can't function without you. You didn't do her any favors. You crippled her. How dare you? My mom said. How dare you? I said. How dare you come to my home, to my baby shower, and try to force your way back into my life? How dare you act like you have any right to my child? How dare you stand there and pretend you don't know what you did wrong? I'm your mother, she said. No, I said, you're not. Not anymore. You fired yourself from that job when you gave my sister my grandmother's ring on my wedding day. When you looked me in the eye and told me she deserved it more. When you made it clear, once and for all, that I would never be good enough for you. You're twisting everything, my mom said. I'm seeing everything clearly for the first time, I said. And what I see is two miserable people who deserve each other. You and Lily. You can have each other. You can live in your toxic little bubble where she's perfect and I'm terrible. But you can't have me. And you can't have my child. We'll see about that, my mom said. I'll get a lawyer. Grandparents have rights. Not when they're toxic, David said. Not when they have a documented history of emotional abuse. Not when the parents have been no contact for 3 years. Get a lawyer if you want. We have one too. And ours has been documenting everything. Every voicemail you left. Every text you sent. Every time you showed up uninvited. Every family member who's willing to testify about your favoritism and emotional abuse. Bring it on. My mom's face went pale. She hadn't expected us to be prepared. She thought she could bulldoze her way back in, like she'd always bulldozed her way through everything. This isn't over, she said. Yes, it is, I said. It's been over for 3 years. You just refused to accept it. But it's over. We're done. Don't come here again. Don't contact us. Don't show up at the hospital when the baby's born. Don't send gifts or cards or letters. Just leave us alone. You'll need me, my mom said. When the baby comes, you'll need help, You'll need your mother. I'll need a mother, I said, Mom. But not you. Never you. Lisa's going to be there. She's going to be in the delivery room. She's going to be the grandmother my child knows and loves. She's the mother I choose. That hit her. I could see it in her face. The realization that she'd been replaced, that Lisa had taken her place not just with my dad, but with me too. She's not your mother, my mom said. She's more of a mother than you ever were, I said, Lena. She shows up. She supports me. She loves me. She's proud of me. She doesn't compare me to anyone or make me feel worthless. She's everything you should have been, but chose not to be. I did my best, my mom said. No, I said, you didn't. Your best would have included loving both your daughters equally. Your best would have included not hurting me over and over again. Your best would have been so much more than what you gave. You have no idea how hard it was, my mom said. Hard? I said. What was hard? You had 2 healthy daughters. You had a husband who loved you. You had a good life. What was so hard that you had to take it out on me? She didn't answer. She couldn't. Because there was no answer. There was no reason good enough to explain what she'd done. Leave, I said. Now and on. Don't come back. This is your last chance, my mom said. If we leave now, we're never coming back. Promise? I said, her face twisted with rage. You're going to die alone, she said. That's like bitter and alone. No, I said, that's you. You're the one who's going to die alone. Because you pushed away the daughter who would have taken care of you. You chose Lily, and Lily can't even take care of herself. So when you're old and sick and need help, Lily's not going to be there. She's going to be too busy looking for someone else to mooch off of. And I'm not going to be there either because you made your choice. You chose her. Now live with it. I closed the door in their faces. I locked it. I stood there shaking while David held me. You did it, he said. You stood up to them. They're really gone, I said. Good, Lisa said, coming into the hallway. They don't deserve you. They never did. We went back to the baby shower. Everyone pretended they hadn't heard the confrontation, but I knew they had. These houses weren't that soundproof. So, David's sister said, breaking the tension, have you picked out names yet? The rest of the shower was perfect. We played games and ate cake and opened presents. Everyone was so generous, so kind. This was my family. These people who celebrated with us, who supported us, who loved us. Our daughter was born 3 months later. Emma Lisa, named after David's grandmother and my chosen mother. She was perfect. 10 tiny fingers, 10 tiny toes, a full head of dark hair like David's. Lisa was in the delivery room, holding my hand, telling me I was strong, that I could do this. My dad was in the waiting room, pacing and driving everyone crazy. When the nurse brought Emma out to meet everyone, my dad cried. She's beautiful, he said. Just like her mother. Thank you, I said. For everything. For the house, for the support, for being my dad when it would have been easier to just stay out of it. I should have done more, he said. I should have fought harder for you when you were young. You're here now, I said. That's what matters. My mother found out about Emma somehow. She sent a letter to the hospital. The nurse brought it to me, but I didn't open it. I gave it to David. Throw it away, I said. Don't you want to know what it said, he said. No, I said. Nothing she says matters anymore. He threw it away. Later, he told me he'd read it first. It was more of the same. How I was ungrateful. How I would regret this. How she had rights. How I was keeping her granddaughter from her. Nothing about being sorry. Nothing about wanting to change. Nothing that mattered. Emma grew up surrounded by love. Lisa taught her to knit. My dad taught her to ride a bike. David's parents spoiled her rotten. She had aunts and uncles and cousins from David's side, plus all our chosen family. She never lacked for love or attention or support. When Emma was 5, we ran into Lily at the mall. She looked older, tired, still wearing the ring, but it had lost its shine. Is that her? Lily said, looking at Emma. We're leaving, I said, taking Emma's hand. She looks like you, Lily said. Thank you, I said, even though I knew it wasn't meant as a compliment. Mom's sick, Lily said. Cancer. I felt nothing. No sadness, no guilt, no urge to reconcile. I'm sorry to hear that, I said, the way you'd say it to a stranger. She wants to see you, Lily said. And Emma. No, I said. She's dying, Lily said. That doesn't change anything, I said. You're heartless, Lily said. No, I said, I'm protected. There's a difference. She's your mother, Lily said. No, I said, she's your mother. She made that choice a long time ago. I can't take care of her alone, Lily said. And there it was. The real reason she'd approached me. You'll have to figure it out, I said. Maybe sell that ring. Like, it should be worth something. I can't sell it, Lily said. Like, it's a family heirloom. Then I guess you'll have to get a job, I said. Like the rest of us. I don't know how, Lily said. And for the first time, she looked vulnerable. Lost. Like the 35-year-old child she was. That's not my problem, I said. You and Mom made your choices. Now you have to live with them. Mommy, Emma said, tugging on my hand. Who's that lady? No one important, I said. Come on, let's go get ice cream. Wine. We left Lily standing there, looking small and alone. I felt a tiny pang of something. Not quite pity, but close. Then I remembered all the times she'd smirked at me, all the times she'd rubbed her favoritism in my face, all the times she'd taken joy in my pain. The feeling went away. My mom died 6 months later. Angela called to tell me. There was a funeral, but I didn't go. David offered to go with me if I wanted, but I didn't want. There was nothing for me there. No closure to find, no peace to make. The woman who should have been my mother had never really existed. The woman who was my mother had been dead to me for years. Lily inherited everything. The house, the car, the jewelry, what little money was left. She also inherited the bills, the mortgage, the lifetime of dependence that left her completely unprepared for life without our mother. I heard through Angela that Lily had to sell the house, that she'd moved into a small apartment, that she'd finally gotten a job as a receptionist at a dental office, that she was struggling. Do you feel bad? Angela asked. No, I said. She's finally experiencing what most of us experience at 18. Independence, responsibility, consequences. It's about time. She still wears the ring, Angela said. Good for her, I said, and I meant it. Let her wear it. Let her cling to the one thing our mother gave her that was supposed to mean something. It was all she had left. Emma's now 10. She's smart and funny and kind. She plays soccer and takes piano lessons and loves to read. She has my dad's sense of humor and David's patience. She has Lisa's warmth and my determination. Sometimes people ask about her other grandmother. We tell them she passed away. We don't elaborate. There's no point in speaking ill of the dead, even if the dead earned it. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if my mom had given me the ring that day. If she'd followed tradition, followed my grandmother's wishes. Would I have forgiven the rest? Would I have continued to accept the favoritism, the emotional abuse, the constant feeling of not being enough? I think I would have. I think that ring would have been just enough validation to keep me holding on, hoping for more. My mom giving it to Lily was the best thing she could have done for me in a twisted way. It freed me. It showed me, finally and completely, that I was never going to win her love, that the game was rigged from the start. So thank you, Mom. Thank you for giving Lily the ring. Thank you for showing me who you really were. Thank you for freeing me from the prison of trying to earn your love. I have my own family now. A real family. A chosen family. A family that loves me, not in spite of who I am, but because of who I am. A family that sees my worth, celebrates my successes, supports me through failures. And Lily? Last I heard, she was still wearing the ring, still alone, still struggling, still holding on to the one thing that was supposed to make her special. not realizing that it was never the ring that was supposed to make her special. It was supposed to be love. But our mother's love was as fake as Lily's superiority, and now they're both gone, and all that's left is a ring that belongs to someone who doesn't deserve it, worn by someone who doesn't matter to anyone anymore. I won. Not because I got the ring or the money or the house from my mother. I won because I got free. I won because I chose myself. I won because I refused to let her break me. And that victory is worth more than all the family heirlooms in the world.